Well, what's up, y'all? I'm Dusty. This is Fox Dollar Homestead. I'm actually currently, excuse me, in the fox den. And for those of you who have been following us for a while, you know that the fox den was something that we first got onto the property. And I love coming up here, and I love sitting by the fire, warming this place up, and especially on today, like days like this, where it's just rainy out. And it's got a tin roof, so of course the tin accentuates the sound of the rain. Well, a ghost story, huh? I don't know that it's necessarily a ghost story as much as it is a true story of something completely unexplained. Now, when we first moved up to the property, actually, let me go back a little bit. When we first purchased the property, we had a lot of work to do. Now, at the time, we were living probably 45 minutes away. And we would have to drive here on the weekends. So, one of the things that we did is we got this. It was a shed, and there was quite a bit of stuff that we needed to do to it to make it to what it is today. But we turned this into a little cabin. And you can see the sleeping area. For those of you guys who have not seen this before, there's a sleeping area up here, which will come into the story later. That's where the little loft is. Well, it took us a couple months to do everything in here because it was a completely empty shell. All it was it was spray foam insulation, what have you. So a really cool thing that we were able to do was collect all the materials that we have in here. Virtually everything was for free. Like the walls back here are all pallets. They're old pallets from basically wherever I could find them. A lot from Home Depot, on OfferUp. And we have a lot of these old tools, which are my grandpa's old tools from when he was a logger back in the day. Well, one of the things that we have up on the wall, which was given to us by the gentleman that we purchased the property from, Jim, an amazing, amazing man. Let me check this picture out. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's up there. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but they're little fox. It's 3 little foxes in their den. Well, that picture was very, very special. It was very, very special to us. Because it was the owner, the previous owner, it was his son. And what an honor. It was his son's picture. What an honor for him to bring that up to us, and especially to put it in in the cabin, in the fox den. Unfortunately, the reason why I say that it was such an honor to have that up here is because the gentleman we purchased the property from, his son had passed away. He'd moved on. And we feel, Regina and I feel, that he is blessing us. He is still on this property blessing us. Because they had a lot of good, amazing goals and dreams that they wanted to do with this property. So after I'd hung that up, it wasn't too long after where we finally finished the floor, we finished the ceiling, finished the loft up there, moved stuff in, and I'd started staying here. I'd stayed here a couple times. I was up here one night by myself. I'd been working all day, and it was, I don't know, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up to a huge, it sounded like someone had kicked my door in. It was crazy. It scared me so bad because I don't lock the door. I don't know what it is. And you know, maybe a month or so, maybe 2 months before that, there was someone that had actually got into here, broke into here, and they stole all my tools. So again, I didn't know what it was. All I know is it was pitch black out here, pitch black in the cabin, and I heard a huge crash. I sat there for a long time, just frozen, not knowing what to do, just listening, trying to see if there was any other noise. And then eventually I had my flashlight and I shined it down in here into the little area down here. Didn't see anything. Was looking at everything all over the walls. Maybe something fell. I just didn't know. I didn't know what that sound was. And as I was starting to get a little bit more calmed down, I started noticing all the things that I'd put up on the wall, and one of the things that I saw was that picture. It wasn't there anymore. The picture was gone. Well, being the source of that and what it represented to us, my feeling inside was that it was a sign. Now, I'm not going to say it was a bad sign. I'm not going to say it was a good sign. I just know that I just felt inside that it was a sign. And it was really hard for me to sleep the rest of that night. I woke up the next morning, climbed down out of the loft, and went behind. There's two big trunks, big, really old style trunks. Check this out. Again, the lighting in here, we don't have electricity, but you can see these old shipping trunks. Old-timey, really cool designs on there. Antique trunks. Well, I finally looked all over the place, and I looked behind one of these trunks, and lo and behold, there's the picture. The picture had come down off of the wall. Now, granted, I had two 16-penny nails stuck into the wall, and that picture was hanging on those two nails. That shook me. It shook me a lot. But I moved forward. I thought a lot about it. The very first person I talked to was Regina. Regina is a very amazingly spiritual person, and she felt the same thing. Without me telling her how I felt, this is the same thing that she felt, was that we were being blessed, or we were being watched. Now, the preceding next couple weeks was even more intense. Now, I wish that Regina has the pictures, but the front of the cabin has one window off to the side, and it has the door. And in the middle, we ended up, after the cabin got robbed, we ended up putting up game cams, one directly at the front of the cabin. And we'd gotten a few pictures here and there before the picture fell. It was typically raccoons or, you know, wet squirrels or what have you. In the middle of the night, it was more often than not, it was raccoons. And it was always, you could always see, I mean, anybody's seen the infrared lights or an infrared picture. It's very black and white, gray. The windows were all black, so on and so forth. But after that picture fell, for a couple weeks there, we would consistently, I mean, it's, again, this is pitch black out here. At nighttime, when the sun goes down, it's like you can't see your hand in front of your face. That's how dark it is. And we started getting pictures of the cabin. The very first picture that we got was a picture of the cabin. And again, there's the window on the left-hand side, and then there's the door. The door, all the windows in the door, you can see the door over here. See all the windows in the door? Well, on the other side, you could probably see, you can't really see it, but it's my clothes hangers. All those clothes are hanging in there. So you can't see into the cabin. You got a bunch of clothes there blocking it. All of a sudden, we started receiving these pictures, and these pictures shown that window bright white, like intensely bright white. And I tried to write it off as, oh, it's a reflection of water, or it's a reflection of the moon, or it's just a reflection. But it kept on happening at different times of the night. And it went to the point where we started even checking the moon cycles to see where the moon was. And of course, when it's pouring down rain out, the moon's not shining through. Regina and I, we still don't know what that was. But it happened. It only happened for a couple weeks, and it hasn't happened since. We probably got 4 or 5 photos of the cabin, just that one window, completely lit up, bright, like the brightest white you can ever imagine. The first time that I saw it, I swore that someone was already in the cabin again, and the camera didn't catch them walking through, and they were in the cabin with a light. But the problem is that the door, if they had a light that bright, the door, it would have illuminated all of the interior of the cabin. This is only a 200 square foot cabin. So again, and I would have seen, I have windows on the side. There's one here directly across, and there's one in the very back. I would have seen something, but we didn't. And we honestly believe that Jim's son is currently still here. And especially at that time, when we brought that picture up here, we were given that picture and we hung it up. It brought a little piece of Michael up here. And he was here to bless us. And I still believe, and Regina still believes, that he is here to bless us. Now, there's all kinds of speculation. I'm sure that there's probably individuals that may think that they know the answer to why the window was like that. I don't know. I just don't know. There's too many other avenues that show otherwise. Not just one window. One window doesn't do that. Not all by itself. And we're so covered, we're so heavily wooded out here. It's not that the moon can't even penetrate through the trees. When we have full moons out here and it's clear, you can see it's a little bit lighter, but there's no direct beams that come down. And there's an overhang over the window. I mean, there's all different these. I've thought so many different ways, but so I guess it comes down to, I don't know that it's a ghost story, because typically ghost stories are just a myth. This wasn't a myth. This was real. I believe that Regina and I and the kids are on the Fox Holler homestead. We came out here. We're on this property for a purpose, and that is to continue on the dreams of Jim and his son in the best ways that we can. And that was a blessing to keep on. We can't give up. I also want you guys to know, I apologize for not putting out Tower Crane Tuesday today. I had to go to the hospital. I'm having a lot of problems with my lungs, potentially asthma, and so I had to go do a breathing thing today. But again, I've got nothing but love for each and every one of y'all, all of you and all of your families out there. Each and every one of you have been so supportive, especially the ones that we have come very close to, and we are honored to have those friendships. We thank you guys so much. I'm going to end this for now. I got a guitar back here that's a beautiful brass guitar, resonator. I don't know how to play. I don't know. So I'm going to sit up here and teach myself how to play. It's a dream that I always wanted. I always wanted to learn how to play guitar. But this was given to us, Regina and I, when we got married. It was a wedding gift. It was a dream to have a resonator. This thing is solid. Well, it's not solid brass, but it's all brass. It's just a beautiful, beautiful guitar. But again, I've got nothing but love for all y'all out there, nothing but blessings. We send nothing but love and blessings and prayers to each one of y'all and your families. And until next time, I'm Dusty. We thank you so much for everything. This is Fox Holler Homestead, and we're in the Fox Den right now. We'll see you soon. And y'all, have an amazing Thanksgiving. Go out there and enjoy your families, because the last couple years we've kind of been denied of that. We'll see you soon, y'all. Bye-bye.